this environment than into the marine environment, because three seasons are there, right? On the basis of that season, they have to be determine the temperature as well as the flora as well as fauna which is to be present into the aquatic medium. So into the shallow water, the habitat difference between the day as well as the night temperature, and they have to be remains more conspicuous one. So the lentic water of lake and pond undergo thermal stratification phenomenon, and according to the season on the different types of thermal stratifications, the lake which is to be classified on the basis of three types. One, that is the tropical lake, thereafter temperate lake. So what is meant by tropical lake? In which surface temperature are always maintained above 4 degrees Celsius. It is called as a tropical lake. And what is meant by temperate lake? In which the surface temperature is above and below the 4 degrees Celsius, above and below. It is to be maintained above the 4 degree. And what is meant by polar lake? When the surface temperature never go up to the 4 degrees Celsius. So see, three temperate lakes are to be there. Tropical lakes, when the temperature of water surface are maintained above 4 degrees Celsius. Then after temperate lake is called as when the water temperature is vary above and below the 4 degree Celsius. And what is meant by polar lake? When the polar lakes, they have to be from the surface temperature which is never go above the 4 degrees Celsius. So decreasing the temperature often cause to fall into the metabolism, resulting into the lower rate of the food consumption, on which into the organism those are to be present into the aquatic medium one. So extremes of lower and higher temperature have lethal effect on the aquatic organism. So fluctuations into the temperature of aquatic media regulate the breeding period. Then after initiation, hibernation, that is the winter sleep. Then after gonadal activation actions. Then after migration, those are to be occur one. So at the zonation level, in some region of water, the surface has always with the great temperature, but at the bottom temperature which is to be very suitable for a biota. Thereafter, second factor which is simply called as a color of water, which is to be simply called as a color of water. So if the color of water which is ranges on the basis of dark brown, then after we cannot be use it for a drinking purpose. When water is having their original color, then after we are use this water for a drinking purpose. So the color of water is to be depends on different types of particles, organic, inorganic materials, those are to be present as well as enter into the aquatic medium one. And the greenish color of water, most of the time we are observed that when the pond water is there, then after this pond water which is consist of the green color, and this is to be include the different types of algal blooms. So we know that we never use the such a type of water when they are to be consist of the that algal blooms. So if algal blooms are there, so oxygen deficiency is there, then after it is responsible for the odor. It is responsible for the odor. So pure water is always odorless. So when we are drink the pure water, it do not having the any smell one, and when they have to be dissolved the other substances, then after these are from the odor one. So mostly decaying organic substances, those are to be from a falling type of say. So most of the time we have to be experienced it. So when we have to be passed from the any lake, then after it is to be from a very odorous as well as the falling smell one. So this smell which is because of the substances, those are to be decayed into the that pond water one. So inorganic substances are also from the particularly this type of smell one. So what is about the turbidity? So we know that when we are take the two glasses, then after when the water which is to be formed into their normal condition, then after they are to be that means the transparency is there, then after it is called as a pure water. But when we are take a polluted water into the glass and we cannot be observed the transparency into the water, then after water is called as a turbid water. So muddiness into the water which is called as a turbid water, and we never use the turbid water for a drinking purpose. So combs, due to the suspended particle, that is the clay, sleet and organic material, these are responsible for to form a turbidity of water. So control the transparency is formed into the that particularly pure water. So how we have to be measure the turbidity of water? On the basis of a Secchi disc. So it is a disc which is to be having two color, black color, white color, black color, white color. Then after there is to be having a string. Then after we are take a bucket. Then after we are to be take the water, full of water into the bucket. Then after put the disc into the water. So when we have to be disappear such a type of white color, then after we have to be calculate with the help of the scale what is the measurement, and when we have to be remove this Secchi disc from the water, then after when it is to be appear, so disappear and appear, then after we have to be calculate the turbidity. So when turbidity is there, so we cannot then after we not able to drink such a type of water one. Then after pressure is also there, electric conductivity is also there, that is a pressure which is to be imposed on the lake dwelling organism into the weight of common of water above the plus of weight of the atmosphere. So in all fresh environment, maximum pressure is much less than in the ocean and organism which are to be appear to adjust to them rarely. High pressure of water sometimes degenerate to the non-adapted aquatic animals as well as the aquatic organisms one. So different types of activities those are to be formed. Also current is there, current which is to be occur only into the large water bodies, and of course into the coastal area it is to be from the separate discussion, and it is to be leads into the interest to the coastal aqueous culture. So we have partly during the rain and the flood there is to be considerable flow of water through the reservoir, and after the temperature stagnation of the reduction of current, spread current with the help of the distribution. So current is there, then after they are to be found the particularly the movement of organism which are to be taken place into the aquatic medium. So what is about the chemical properties? What is about the chemical properties? So chemical properties are first of all pH. The chemical properties those are included on the basis of pH. Thereafter total